Welcome back, viewers. We are still tuned into Prime Live, and we are super excited to be welcoming back to Prime Live Ozzy Osman. You would know him as the extraordinaire chef and the visionary behind Ozzy's at the Monarch Hotel. So we are super excited to be able to delve into this conversation because, yes, Ozzy's at the Monarch is celebrating their 1 year anniversary, and the Monarch Hotel is celebrating their 100-year anniversary, if I'm correct. Now, something exciting is brewing at the Monarch Hotel for their anniversary, and we're going to delve into the conversation to talk about it a little bit more. Ozzy, thank you so much for joining us once again on Prime Live.
Thank you for having us.
I mean, it's such a privilege, and really, we want to start this conversation by really saying congratulations. 1 year of amazing food. I mean, I've been there quite a few times since the opening, and I can absolutely attest to what an amazing culinary experience it is. So, congratulations on 1 year of Aussies at the Monarch. And I know that there is a lot to look forward to when it comes to the 1 year anniversary. And we were talking about it a little bit just before we started. And I know you have something exciting, fresh for breakfast. So please tell us more. We are super excited.
Sure. So, with the new season, obviously, we brought about a change in the new menu based on spring and summer. And our new breakfast menu is meant to be enjoyed on the terrace. And we're also trying to change the perception of how we do breakfast at the Monarch. I think a lot of people might be intimidated by it being a hotel space and thinking that we serve a hotel breakfast, whereas the menu is an a la carte menu and it's quite inviting, and the terrace is open to the public as well. And like I said, with summer being around the corner, it's a beautiful space to dine out under the trees and in nature, and you sort of get transported away to a place where you forget you're in the heart of Johannesburg. Um, yeah, so we're looking forward to launching our breakfast menu within the next week. And we also got a surprise for our patrons and guests for Heritage Month and the month of October being our birthday month, 1 year for Aussies at the Monarch Hotel. And that's been a roller coaster in terms of us getting the Monarch and Aussies up to where it is. And we're privileged to have been there for 1 year, and also the property needs to be celebrated from a heritage building perspective. It turns 100 years old this year, so that's huge for us to be custodians of such a beautiful property, and we feel it needs to be celebrated.
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't agree more. And I really commend the effort that yourself and the Monarch have really created this really beautiful atmosphere. It's an incredible halal fine dining experience, and there aren't a lot of options like that available in Johannesburg. So it's absolutely amazing the atmosphere you've been able to create, as well as the delicious food. And I'm really looking forward to the new breakfast menu. But for our viewers at home, what are some of the standout items from the breakfast menu that you would recommend that we absolutely must try?
So the new breakfast menu is quite interesting. It varies from um, our sort of traditional Indian desi type of breakfast. I think it's something that our market and clientele enjoy quite often. So we do our breakfast menu has some French influence. It's got a lot of Asian and Middle Eastern influence as well, and obviously being Indian culture and our heritage, we thought we'd bring in some Indian elements to the menu as well, but also on a casual dining experience in terms of just wanting a slice of cake and coffee or some high tea treats on the terrace. So the menu is quite eclectic, and we've also sort of changed up the way we serve breakfast. We're going to do monthly sort of buffets for breakfast on a Sunday in terms of different themed events. And we're looking forward to the summer months and being able to entertain and host our guests outdoors. Um, the new menu has a lot of sweet items coming as well, French toast and berry waffles with sweetened cream cheese and things like that. So we're looking forward to starting off on a fresh note with our breakfast menu. And pretty soon we'll be getting through to our a la carte menu as well. That's going to be changing for the spring. But that's obviously something that we're still going to get towards. Um, But for the month, like I say, for Heritage Month and the month of September and October, um, we're going to be celebrating the Monarch and its birthday, both for the hotel and for Aussies at the Monarch. So on a weekly basis, we'll be changing things up, posting things on our social media for guests to come in and try, and it keeps our creative juices sort of flowing.
I mean, I'm absolutely salivating just thinking about it. I'm definitely looking forward to trying the new menu. And I think
Sure.
just the sound of the French toast and the waffles absolutely got me there. So I'm really excited about that. And I don't know if viewers at home, if you've been to the Monarch before, it's actually a beautiful experience. And what a better way for you to kickstart your summer or spring with the amazing new breakfast menu. But Ozzy, I mean, a year of Aussies at the Monarch, and absolutely such a milestone for the restaurant, and absolutely a huge milestone for the hotel as well, being 100 years. I mean, it's an absolute legacy for the city of Johannesburg to
Sure.
have a beautiful building like that standing for 100 years and continuing to provide such amazing service to the clientele. But in the year, I mean, what has been your standout moments? I'm sure there must have been many standout moments, and I know that Aussies the Monarch has hosted many events and has really grown since its inception. But what for you was the standout moment in the last year?
Sure, I guess, sure, every day is a standout moment in hospitality. And, like I say, it's been a roller coaster of emotions and changes for us at the Monarch in continuously trying to strive to understand our clients' needs and sort of better ourselves from a hospitality perspective. I think there's a huge expectation of anyone that enters a hotel to sort of leave their problems at the door and enter a safe haven, somewhere that makes you forget the normal daily stresses of life. And for us, that's been a huge element of the Monarch to sort of transport our guests to a bygone era. And that's where the building's heritage plays a huge role and impact for us. And like I say, I use the word custodian because it's it's a gift. It's something that needs to be cherished. Not everyone gets the opportunity to restore and obviously own or look after a 100-year-old property. And the Monarch Hotel is a gem in northern Johannesburg. Um, and that's the reason we believe it needs to be celebrated. It's always been a sort of central point since inception in 1924, being the Rosebank Telephone Exchange and Saxonwell Post Office, being a meeting place maybe for aristocrats and the sort of landlords of the time. And today, this very same property that's still standing is an inclusive property, open to all sort of calibers and levels of individuals. And we, the fortunate few that get to celebrate it every day and call it home.
Absolutely. I mean, hospitality comes with its own challenges and its own adventures as well. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, 100 years, and this building has such a huge legacy in terms of what it means to the city of Johannesburg, what it means to the area, and how it's transformed over time. What does it mean to you to be part of this incredible legacy, this 100-year legacy of this incredible hotel? What does it mean to you as a chef, as a creative, and as a restaurateur?
The thing is, um, it's a really difficult question to answer quite straightforwardly, and um, it's a huge task. It's a huge responsibility to be able to sort of uphold the legacy of the property itself before we even delve into the fact that it's a hotel or restaurant. And the upkeep and maintenance and the sort of legacy that the property holds in Johannesburg or South Africa's Heritage Association or Society is massive for us. Like I say, for a 100-year-old property, for it to be still in the condition that it's in, is a testament to the sort of workmanship that was in South Africa and the architectural sort of intelligence that goes with it and the timeless design that the property has. Um, from a hospitality perspective, I think it's I think it's one of the most challenging sort of hospitality industry. Is not the easiest sector to be in, but it's a huge sort of opportunity for us to be able to have a property, be able to be part of the five-star experience of the Monarch Hotel. Um, and it's like I say, there's very few properties in Johannesburg that can be compared directly to the Monarch and its sort of architectural design and interior, and also the artwork and art collection on the property is a sort of testament to South African fine art and fine oil paintings, to the sculptures. It's also something to be celebrated of our South African heritage and artists' heritage. So blending all these sort of different elements of the Monarch Hotel make it a truly South African property. Not just the fact that it's got a heritage status, but from the interiors, the fabrics that we used on the property, everything sort of goes with its heritage status.
Absolutely. I mean, you think about how incredible the legacy is. We always talk about how local is lacquer, but that's exactly what you guys are embodying is a truly uniquely South African experience from the decor to, the items on the menu. You can absolutely see the South African influence everywhere that you walk in, and it's absolutely such an incredible experience. And celebrating these two milestones together is absolutely incredible. What can our viewers expect in terms of events or celebrations or things that will be a little bit different and exciting that we can look forward to for the anniversary of, yes, Aussies, but as well as the anniversary of the hotel?
So we've got something special lined up for the guest on a week-to-week basis. For that, the viewers will have to follow us on our social media pages and get the updates on there. But in terms of our weekly specials, that's going to be happening every week, and there's definitely going to be a lot of freebies and complimentary items coming out of the kitchen and from the hotel side. And that's basically to celebrate our Heritage Month, to bring people to the property, enjoy the property, and also get a taste of what the creative juices have been doing behind the scenes for the past couple of months.
No, that sounds absolutely incredible. We hear a lot on TV about how it's so important to incorporate seasonal ingredients when it comes to the full culinary experience. And like you said, we are coming into spring, and you guys are definitely bringing something fresh and vibrant and exciting with regard to the breakfast menu. Talk us through some of these seasonal ingredients that we can look forward to in the breakfast menus, since we are now enjoying, the sun is finally coming out and we can enjoy a bit of the warmth again.
Sure. So in South Africa, we're truly blessed when it comes to produce. I think we've got some of the best produce in the world, from seafood to beef and livestock, and all the way through to our fruit and vegetables. So the Monarch is, like I say, part of our heritage is to celebrate the produce. Our new breakfast menu includes freshly squeezed juices, a lot of vegetarian items as well to celebrate South African produce. And that's also a blend of the chef's creativity and what we do with the product and ingredients. And a huge part of it is to bring in one of my favorites to eat for breakfast is chicken livers on toast. And it's not a very common item, but the way we prepare it and the way we serve it is something that's sort of familiar with the modern day palate. And these are items that are sort of making a comeback in the South African culinary world. And like I say, it's something that we'd like to bring back to our market and tease our guest with. So
Yeah, something new and fresh and
sure.
exciting. I mean, chicken livers on toast for breakfast. I've never heard of that. But that's exactly what these culinary experiences are about. It's expanding your palate and expanding your understanding of what constitutes a breakfast meal. And that's why we go to these places to, like you said, escape the regular world, escape the normal, and try something new and fun and exciting. Now, I know my next question is probably going to be something very difficult to ask a chef, especially because you put so much of your heart, so much of your energy, and so much of your creativity into these menus, and particularly the new one that is launching. But I have to ask, if there is one dish that you would recommend our viewers to try, or maybe your standout dish or something that just resonates with you very closely, or one of your favorite dishes, could you share that with us? And
You know,
it's a
and
big ask, I
yeah,
know.
you know, I don't think there's sort of one particular dish that I love cooking. If there's one particular product I love cooking, that would definitely be steak, meat in particular. I think South Africa has some of the best beef in the world, and it's it's a simple art form that requires the most respect and the simplest of ingredients to be a showstopper of a dish. And it's it's something so simple, yet everybody can't seem to get it right. And that's the sort of technical part about steak and meat. And um, my passion for meat is not just cooking it, it's working with it as well from carcass level, breaking it down, understanding the different cuts of meat. And it's part of my heritage growing up in a family that enjoys working with animals and meat and stuff. So I definitely say that that's one of my highlights to cook is definitely steak and meat items. I also love seafood, so there's not one dish in particular that I can sort of break it down to. But if there's a sort of last meal material, then it would be a slow roasted beef fillet with rosemary and garlic and truffle mash. I think it's very hard to sort of beat the tenderness of beef fillet and the correct preparation of that. Also, ingredients that, from an Indian perspective or Indian palate, we're not very familiar with flavors like rosemary and thyme and truffle mash. So, that probably is one of my standout dishes that I love preparing.
Thank you for sharing that with us. I know,
Sure.
I asked you a very difficult question, especially as a chef. I know it would be difficult for you to be able to pick a favorite item
Sure.
or, a favorite particular dish. But I can definitely attest that anyone who is a regular at Ozzy's at the Monarch knows how delicious the steak is and the truffle fries, and how absolutely delicious it is. And I think it's definitely something you can feel your love and appreciation as someone who's tried the steak at the Monarch as well. You can definitely feel your appreciation for the produce and for the ingredients as well. And I can definitely also am reminded of that different kind of flavor to the steak. We're always very used to masala on our steaks, so it's really nice to
Sure.
have that really gentle and really beautiful ingredients that are coming through on your palate. And like I said, to be able to expand your understanding of what a steak should be cooked like is a really good idea
Sure.
if you want that full on culinary experience. So I completely understand why steak would be something, or the beef would be something that you would recommend anyone to try. And if you haven't tried the steak or the beef at Ozzy's at the Monarch, you're definitely missing out on an amazing, amazing experience. But before we let you go, please do share all the social media handles with us so that we can keep our eyes peeled for all the specials and the breakfast buffets and the changes in menus and all the exciting events that we have to look forward to.
Perfect. So, our Instagram handles Aussies at the Monarch Hotel and the Monarch Hotel Rosebank. So, we also plan to keep up with our new generation patrons as well. So, TikTok to be coming out pretty soon. It also allows us to get creative with our sort of social media integration and the creativity in the kitchen. I believe the social media today plays a huge role in bringing the teams together, creating a sort of fun working environment for our staff as well. So we're looking forward to that.
Absolutely. I think a lot of us find good places to eat on social media. Sure. So I love to hear that, you guys are going to keep us informed and keep us peeled on all the specials that are going to be happening, as well as, those breakfast buffets that will be coming very soon, which I'm definitely looking forward to. Ozzy, thank you so much for joining us this evening, for sharing, your milestone with us. And we are so privileged to be able to share in that milestone with you. I cannot believe it was over a year ago that you were sitting in that very chair talking to us about the opening of the Monarch,
yes.
and the reopening rather of the Monarch, as well as the opening of Aussies. And just congratulations to you once again for a year of excellence in the culinary world and opening up our community to such an amazing big world of culinary excellence. And then, of course, a congratulations to the Monarch Hotel for such a stellar achievement and such an amazing 100 years. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
viewers at home, that is Ozzy Osman from Ozzy's at the Monarch Hotel. So yes, Ozzy's, the restaurant at the Monarch Hotel, will be celebrating their 1 year anniversary, and the Monarch Hotel is celebrating 100 years. Absolutely amazing, amazing accolades and milestones that they have achieved. And definitely keep your eyes peeled on their social media platforms for all the specials that will be happening in celebration of these milestones. And don't forget, they are launching a very, very new and a very bright, freshing summer, spring, whatever you want to call it, spring, summer breakfast menu that is absolutely going to tantalize your taste buds. So do keep your eyes peeled on their social media platforms to find out about all the upcoming specials. But on that note, it is time for us to head over to an ad break, and we'll come right back.